Dragon Age, one of the best RPGs I've ever played. However, Dragon Age Origins seems to be 10 times better than Dragon Age 2. This is why. 1. Dragon Age Origins, you could choose to be either a human, elf, or dwarf. Dragon Age 2, you could only be human, and it had to be a certain person. You couldn't choose backgrounds like you could on Dragon Age Origins. The gameplay on Dragon Age Origins wasn't exactly perfect, I admit, and it was too slow. So yeah, it's true, we want it to be faster. But Dragon Age 2 is just too fast. I mean, I probably prefer the Dragon Age Origins gameplay to the Dragon Age 2 gameplay. Also, on Dragon Age 2, we are tortured to only be able to travel within the amount of one city and the mountains. Dragon Age Origins, we get a whole country. So, you know, it makes this game better because you have more places to explore, more cities to go to. You know, just kind of a more freedom. Next reason. On Dragon Age Origins, you play as someone called the Warden. You could, you know, it can be one of a different kind of person. It can be from different families and so forth. But you get to save the world. Dragon Age 2, you don't really get to save the world. Sure, you help around, you know, but you don't get to save the world. So Dragon Age Origins gives you a more thrilling kind of tale than Dragon Age 2 did. Okay, another reason is because Dragon Age 2, there wasn't the enemies weren't as good, you know. Because you know Dragon Age Origins, massive, you know, evil race creatures coming back to destroy the entire world. Dragon Age 2, mages and Templars trying to sort them out, you know. All you two stop arguing. You know, that's it. Dragon Age Origins, you can't talk to Darkspawn, they'll eat you alive if you try to talk to them. So, that is another reason. The next reason is because the companions are better. Everyone prefers the companions on Dragon Age Origins. You know, you get people who are your friends, and people who are kind of shady people. So, you know, that is another reason. You know, another thing, the story on Dragon Age Origins was fantastic. You could play and play and play it, and even if the gameplay wasn't brilliant, the story is just engaging, it makes sense, it's not confusing. It's brilliant, and the more you play this, and the more you get through the game, the more the story makes sense, and the better it gets. You know, whilst Dragon Age 2, with Dragon Age 2, I felt like I was running around for like, you know, 4 or 5 hours, just doing random side quests, and then every 4 or 5 hours I would come across this quest which was actually related to the main story. You know, and then I had to wait another 5 or 6 hours, and then I got another part. But that's all it felt. It didn't feel like it felt like just doing a bunch of side quests, which has no purpose. You know, which has absolutely no purpose to the game. I mean, I did quests which I had to do, and I didn't even think that they were part. I just thought I was doing side quests. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. You know, and the worst thing you want to do in a video game is make people do side quests, and you know, you need to do quests that actually has some relation to the main story. I'm not saying these quests are bad. I'm just saying that you shouldn't force someone to do a quest which you shouldn't really have to do. You know. Another thing is the ending of Dragon Age 2. There were so many different endings. I know, you know, and it does determine on what background you chose and what race you chose and your decisions you chose. Dragon Age 2, you get 2 endings. 2 endings. You know, I'm not going to tell them because I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't played it. But on Dragon Age Origins, you get, you know, you can live or die. I won't spoil it for you. And you also get, you know, you can also, if you live, there are other options. You know, if you die, there are other options, and different races there are different dialogues. You know, and that's another thing. When you choose a race, you get a different experience than you got when you played it as so if I played as a human noble, as I am now, okay, then if I played the game again as a dwarf noble, I would have different I would have a different experience. Nothing would be the same. There will be something the same, but there will be a lot that is different. You know, there will be one or two things which are of course the same, because you can't, you know, you have that would pretty much be like there's 4 games on one disc. But you get some different dialogue options. You get some different stories when you go around doing quests. You know, sometimes there are different people you can meet, and these people will like you. You know, and if you're an elf, then you kind of get people. Most people, like humans, won't really respect you, and they'll kind of look down on you. And if you're a dwarf, you know, I suppose some people will look down on you. But if you're human, you don't really get looked down on by humans. You get looked down on by elves. You know, so it's very nice to see how people, like, how the races get around in Dragon Age Origins. Whilst on Dragon Age 2, you didn't really feel that there was really anything. You know, kind of, there wasn't really anything. You know, you could kind of, you know, stuff. But also, Dragon Age 2, you had the voice option. I liked that, yes, but also it does make a downside. It can kind of make your character be a bit different. So, you know, yeah, that's why I think Dragon Age Origins is better than Dragon Age 2.